If you're viewing my repeat, it is August 16th, 2020, and we are live. And I promise you, I'm going to only be on here for about a few minutes, a few moments, because I felt that it was something that I owed to our people, our viewers, congregation, people who loved us, and people that we love. My goal today is not to babble and not to wind up as just talking like I am doing right now. So let me just get to it. On this past Monday, August 10th, my wife, Sandra Elaine Montgomery, maiden name Sandra Elaine Golding, for those of you who may know her in Cleveland, Ohio, and Shaw High School, has made her final transition, and we are right now just making preparations for everything that we're going to do. I wanted to come on live because I know there are people who are in our church and there are people who are outside, because I am discovering more and more how far her reach is. This is not a eulogy. This is not her life story. As a matter of fact, that is something that is going to be dealt with in what we call a life memorial event that's going to be happening in about 2.5 weeks. Her life is so vast, and her living touch has gone into so many places. We're hearing from Africa. We're hearing from India, where she was supposed to go and do some kind of event. Of course, with pandemic and everything happening, we are seeing what this is about and what her life is about. So today I'm not what they call God's man of faith and power. I'm just her husband with some wisdom and reflection. So I wanted you to know that, and I wanted you to know that this happened in a hospital, and I was going to pick her up. She had fractured her foot, and everything was okay and fine. We were not dealing with COVID-19 or anything like that, and there was a heart attack, and it was so massive that they could not resuscitate. So after being told that, I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you, so that you would always be reminded that in these days that we are living in, with this pandemic going on, that it is so important that we wear a mask. Sandra and I believed in these things wholeheartedly, to be able to protect our frontline people and nurses that are in these hospitals, and doctors who are doing the best they can, because everybody that goes through a hospital is not COVID-19. So we want to keep those numbers very low, so that people will be able to have the experience of keeping their lives strong and whole. We're hearing from all over, and I'm asking that you will realize that in the days to come, I know people are calling, and I have not even heard from, I've heard from many of my pastors, but her friends, I have not even had a chance to really speak to them. But we've got time. In about 2.5 weeks, we will be doing this live event. We don't know how we're going to do it, how it's going to happen, but believe me, it's going to be done not only with taste and grace, but it's going to be done in the day and age that we are living in. It is our job to love and protect the people that are around us, and many people who are African American people who are dealing with this pandemic in even a tougher way than others. We want to make sure that we do this in such a way that it keeps people whole, strong, and healthy. And believe me, this is something Sandra and I believed in, and it's something that we are going to make sure that it happens. I don't want to go too much further, other than the fact of saying that to ALC, I know that you are praying for us and keeping us lifted, and I know that you're out there. Believe me, as I get information, I will let you know. To her family in Cleveland, Ohio, as I get information, you know I'm going to let you know. And to many of our new people who are just connecting with us, thank you so much for being a part of our family. People in ALC are saying, what can we do? First of all, ALC, make sure that you keep everything going. And we're adding little pieces of equipment here now just to make sure that when we get ready to do this live event that we're able to do it in the way that it should be done. We know that you're hitting that donate button and keeping those contributions going, because our congregation is not just a building now. We know that. It is people touching the lives of people. To those of you who are connected to Sandra in another way, I know that they've been, just look through the different posts and YouTube or Facebook posts, and you can see the text to give where you can give to her memorial fund, because this is going to help so many young women and scholarships and so many different things. And listen, in about 2.5 weeks, you're going to see her life event. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be making an announcement. Sandra told me it's something she wanted me to tell about our lives, something that is really important that we've never shared on stage or from a pulpit, because it's a private part of our lives. But she said, I wanted you to tell it, Edward. And I said, well, Sandra, that's your story. You're going to tell it in your book coming up. And she finished her book and all those kind of, isn't interesting, her autobiography, which is going to be her tell-all book. And she told me, she said, it's a tell-all book, you need to read it. I said, oh, Sandra, I don't need to read your tell-all book, that's your book, just release it. And she said, no, baby, I think you better read this tell-all book. And I think I'm going to read her tell-all book before we put it out. But if those of you want to text to her memorial, it's in helping in lieu of flowers, it would be also beneficial. It's going to help a lot of people, because this is what she does. She helps a lot of people. Listen, I'm over the time that I want to go, and I don't, yeah, that's my son right here with me. And my family's here holding me up and holding my hands, and in a minute they're going to come in here and grab me off this set and take me away from here. So please keep your eyes open. Hit your subscribe button. Hit your notification button, because now we're going to need to just be able to notify you and let you know when things are going to come up. Listen, I know you're going to keep us in your prayers, but we're going to keep lifting you up in prayers. We're going to be praying for your family that you have dealt with. Some of you have dealt with people who have passed away in the last couple of months and you couldn't grieve the way you want. I'm praying for you. Some of you are dealing with family members that are in hospitals and you don't know what to do. I'm praying for you. And some of you are just saying, I don't know which way to turn. What's happening in life? I'm praying for you. We've got so many things happening, elections and pandemics, but I know one thing. God has us in his hand. This is Sandra's time. And we're going to do it with everything we know to do.